Hello there, and welcome to Daniel's Infinite Playlist. And this is the classic album review section where we basically take a look back on albums that have been released in the past. And today we're going to actually review an EP that's quite well, it's not unique of its kind, but I think it deserves to be talked about a bit more. And that is, of course, PARAN MAUM's EP, We Are PARAN MAUM. And for those of you who don't know who PARANMAUM is, well, they're basically a non-existent band. They're a band that was featured in the movie Linda, 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 released in Japan. And they're a band consistent of four girls who, I think, three of them are actresses and one of them is actually from another famous Japanese band called Baseball Bear. Anyways, for the recording of this film, they actually learned how to play, like instruments and all of that, and that actually contributed to the, to the credibility of the movie and how good all of these actresses are for their work. And what's also fascinating is that the singer, which is famous Korean actress Doona Bae, she actually sang in Japanese while only speaking Korean, and that's really, really amazing. I mean, for those of you who don't know Japanese and Korean, they're very different languages. Anyways, after the release of this movie, they decided to make an EP. Well, I don't think the girls themselves, but like the ones behind the movie, they released a sort of tie-in EP that would actually include all of the three songs that they perform on the movie, but with extra three songs that are completely original and that could actually, well, very, very well be in the movie. However, the EP is not produced by James Iha, who is also one of the members of the Smashing Pumpkins. He actually contributed to the instrumental soundtrack. Anyways, how is this album musically? Well, musically, this album is a bit like this. Alright, I'm going to show you the CD unboxing now, and as you all know, I actually bought this from the internet, I think like a lot of years ago, because I'm a huge fan of the movie, and I think that they're actually a really cool band, like a fictional concept band. For those of you who don't know, PARANMAUM means the blue hearts in Korean, and there you see there's the album cover, and there's all of the girls that are in the movie, and then if you go to the inside, it's just very simple. It's like that, and then you see like a booklet here, and I tried to translate some of the text that it says, perhaps just to get a little bit more background on this CD, but like text translators, like through mobile cameras and all, they're not so helpful. But anyways, here you see there's like a profile of every character in the movie, and it's so funny because it says like each and every character's blood type. Like here it says blood type O, and their blood type blood type B, and that's actually very Japanese, because in Japan it's usually accustomed to actually name characters, fictitious characters, blood types. Apparently it's very important for people to know. And there you see like lyrics, and then like production credits, and yeah, it's basically like that. It's very simple, but it's a nice album. Alright, how is it to listen to this album musically? Well, musically, this album is very much a rock album. It takes its cues directly from the Blue Hearts, punky, indie sound, and they emulate that quite well, especially like in the covers. It features three covers, like Linda, 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 and then two other covers that are also played and featured in the movie. And then there's the 3 extra songs. And what I was most, how to say, disappointed by when I actually read about the album today is that, well, the 3 covers, they're played by all of the actresses in the movie, like the ones that are in the band, but the 3 extra songs, they're only sung by the lead actress, but the other musicians, well, I mean, they're rock musicians, and they're not the actresses that were in the cover, and that makes me so sad. Like, I wish that they would have used like all of the actresses for all of the original songs as well, but hey, I mean, that's okay, because during the filming of this movie, they actually had people teach 2 of the actresses to actually play the instruments, and you can see like quite the dedication that they've got there. It's actually quite astonishing. Like, I can't believe it. So yeah, how is this album lyrically? Well, lyrically, this album deals with a lot of the themes that the movie brings up, mainly teenage angst and love, and and also being like the weird one in the group. And it's a really nice album. Like, you can listen and then sing to the songs, especially thanks to Duna Bay's delivery, it's not perfect, like, by any stretch of the word. Like, she's not a perfect singer, but it's the rawness of her voice that makes up for like the charm in this album. And this album just got like tons of charm that you can find, even like in the original songs, that you can see like all the love that they put into this album to just appeal it, to just sound like, how do you say, like the lives of the characters after the movie, because the movie ends with the girls doing like this big show, and then it ends like that. And I just like to see this album as kind of like a continuation of that. Who knows, maybe they got a record deal and they made like all of these extra songs. So yeah, it's very nice to see, how do you say, music that expands upon a movie's narrative, and and that it exists. And it's a big shame that not so many people actually talk about the soundtrack in, how do you say, in connection to the movie, because I think both are very important. So if you see the movie Linda Linda Linda, I then recommend you to actually listen to the album. Alright, so what do I give this EP? Well, I give it a 9 out of 10. It is a very charming, if not, I mean, it's kind of perfect, but like, it's in its imperfectness where you find all of the charms. And I swear to God, like, when I listen to it again, I just got goosebumps like all over my body, and it just feels so nice to listen to something that sounds so genuine and raw. And despite it being a tie-in for a movie, you can see that people actually worked on it, and and especially like in the original songs, which I think are even better than the cover songs that are included in the movie, actually expand upon the whole mythos of this movie. And I think that you should actually listen to it. But first, watch the movie. The movie is amazing, and it's perhaps one of the greatest narratives of teen films that I've seen. So yeah, watch it. So yeah, thank you so much for seeing this review. I really appreciate it, and if you'd like, please like and subscribe if you want to tag along for the ride, because I really appreciate it. And then I'm going to review new albums every Wednesday and classic albums every Saturday. So if you want to tag along for the ride, then I'd be more than glad to have you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. That's it for me. Enjoy music, enjoy life, people. Hej då!